Hey Pisces, welcome back to the Guiding Chariot and welcome to your mid-season checkup. I hope you guys are all doing well. This reading is, house rules still apply as always, but this reading is going to be focused for Pisces Sun, Moon, and Rising signs, really on what is going on for us over the next 2 weeks as we close out Taurus season and then continue on with May into Gemini. My only ask, don't force any messages. If it doesn't resonate, just means it wasn't for you. Leave it on the table and take the rest, my love. All right. This month, honestly, this month should be pretty easy for you. I feel like you'll be in a better flow. Some of you may be experiencing a little more creativity. Ideas start coming in a little easier, especially as we move through the end of the season. So enjoy it. Embrace it. You honestly, you should be. So I will say, with all these new ideas, it may be worth it to keep a notepad handy, just so you can jot them down and come back to them and take the ones you like. I almost feel like it'd be worth it maybe not to just jump on the first one you have. Kind of sit with it, play with it, give yourself, sleep on it, right? Give yourself some time. Honestly, I think you'll get a few more and then lay them all out and be like, you know what? I like this one, and this one, and that one. But yeah, I feel just a nice open time for you, my lovely Pisces. All right, let's get into your cards, though. So we're going to start with the tarot, and then we'll close out with the oracle cards at the end. We're switching things around, right? We're all feeling a little inspired. And actually, while I talk about that, we also had that amazing full moon in Scorpio. So hopefully that was a beautiful big release for you, fellow water sign, right? Yes, look at that. 10 of Cups right out the gate. Beautiful start to your reading. Yeah, things are definitely good. Things are flowing. Emotional space, feeling really good, so that's awesome. Oh, got something on top of that. And then the Star card. Yes. Hope, optimism, faith. Things are looking very good. What an awesome reading. First two cards out, 10 of Cups and the Star. Come on now. Get into it. Oh. Okay, let's see. So we've got 7 of Pentacles coming after that. Definitely something you have been waiting for. And then you've got the 10 of Pentacles. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Feeling grounded, feeling abundant, feeling stable, as you should. Jeez, Pisces, everyone wishes they could be you right now. Okay. Let's see what we got. Oh, okay, now we get a little funky. So we've got the 2 of Swords here showing up in the very center. Okay. We've also got the 5 of Cups coming out after that. So, looking at this recent past, all is good. We literally celebrated all those cards. But this, looking really good. Know that this is where you're coming from. So things are literally looking fine. We get to this, right in the center we have this 2 of Swords, which is, it's not a stop, but it's like a little halt, right? Then we feel like we kind of get to a point where we're like, oh, now what do I do, right? This 5 of Cups is a little interesting, right? Because that talks to some type of loss, some type of mourning, especially since we started with the 10 of Cups. We came from the 10 and now we got cut in half. We're down to the 5. That is kind of a weird emotional space to end up in. So we're going to keep going at this last row and then we'll come back and clarify if that doesn't answer our question. I also wonder, before we look at this card, I almost wonder if there is something that has to do with the perception of our situation, right? If we didn't see things clearly. Because the 10 of Swords, the figure traditionally is always kind of painted blindfolded. This particular figure, this person has a hood over, right? So it's still kind of dark and shadowy as far as the vision section is up for discussion. So we may have come from a place where maybe we're feeling on a high, or thought we were doing the right thing, or like felt like everything was an upswing, and then we got to a point and maybe had to make a decision or had to make some type of call, which we did, right? But maybe maybe it didn't go the way we want. Maybe it didn't work out the way we planned. Maybe it fell a little short, and now we're kind of meh about that, right? Or we sat too long, right? Because that can also happen with the Two of Swords. Because this particular energy, yes, is about indecision, but it's also about stop and momentum, right? You hit a crossroads. Do I go left or do I go right? Some maybe waited too long, right? And then that's where this Five of Cups is coming up. Don't know how we want to receive it. We're going to go that way. Queen of Cups, yes. So now we're digging deeper into that emotional space. I don't want to necessarily say any of you were hurt here. I think this may be more disappointment in how things played out or in what happened. Considering we're talking about the Two of Swords, and again, I'm not calling anybody out. I love you all, but it may even be disappointment in self, like in the direction things went, or for some of you that have a high level of awareness, it may even be, on the actual decision, like maybe I should have chose differently, or maybe I should have, whatever it is, like take it as it resonates. And honestly, don't be super hard on yourself if that's what you're starting to resonate. Don't do that. One, it's not going to help you anyway. But that's not what the Queen of Swords is about either. So it's a very deep dive into the subconscious, which you can totally do, right? This is natural for you being a water sign. But again, there's this real honesty and this real authenticity that needs to be brought up in your emotional space. And I think this is very personal, right? Because if you think about it, all these, actually, now that I say that and now I look at your cards, every single one of these figures are solitary. The only one where there's two people in is the Ten of Cups, right? And I also say there's definitely, nothing is broken, right? Because this is where we came from, Ten of Cups, Ten of Pentacles. So, like, this decision didn't jeopardize anything. It may have made things wonky for some of you, but that doesn't mean you can't heal it, right? We have the Star. That doesn't mean it's still not strong. It just hit a wonky period. Or, again, it's about perception. Internally, you might be feeling, this Five of Cups, but that may not actually really be what is happening around you. There definitely could be a need for just a new perception, a new way of thinking, and looking at things with fresh eyes, maybe. Yeah, I feel like we'll get these last cards out and then we'll clarify this Five of Cups. Oh, I guess they like the sound of that. Okay, so we'll do that. We'll finish this last row and then we'll clarify this five. I'm trying to think what happened in your last reading, Pisces. And of course, now that I'm trying, I can't. Six of Swords, beautiful. See, I told you there's healing coming out underneath the Star. So you are still moving forward, right? Nothing has stopped. I don't think the momentum went anywhere. This was just a brief temporary pause, right? But it was a pause because there maybe just needed to be a little deeper thought about something, a little reflection about something that definitely hurt you. And we just needed to look at it in a certain way, in a different way, or connect with our heart a little bit. Oop, nope. Okay, we're definitely clarifying this Five of Cups. Last card out in the row, Nine of Swords. So again, that mental stress, overthinking, overanalyzing, worrying about something, which I will say, Pisces, is not a thing that you're known for doing. So it is a little out of the ordinary for you to be that way. Especially considering how good a lot of these cards are. There's just like little spots of funky in there. And that's the thing with the Nine of Swords as well, right? Because in the Nine, like, yes, it looks scary and, we call it the nightmare card, but a lot of times it's an illusion, right? Because even in this card, it looks like he's trapped in a cyclone, in a storm. There is a way out, right? Oh, sorry, I can't even see it. There is a way out at that top. You can follow the birds or just follow the light. So there is solutions. Or there are solutions. There is solutions, my grammar. But we are going to clarify this Five of Cups, because I feel like that's really the That's the point of contention in here, this feeling of loss. Loss, regret, mourning, sadness, all those things. Because other than, honestly, Pisces, other than that, things look really good. Like, if you're feeling blocked, it's because of this emotional space. I think it's just, it's like blocking you from seeing all the other things, all the good things. Because we're just kind of hung up on this Five of Swords. Which I get, Five of Swords energy can feel super heavy. It's not the heaviest, but it's definitely one of the heavier cards in the deck. So if you are feeling that way, I get how that can just make everything colored a little sad. Okay, Spirit, can we please clarify this Five of Cups? It's like, yeah, we're gonna make you wait for it. Oh. Seven of Cups coming out for the 5. So, Seven of Cups also kind of dealing with choices, right? We talked about that with the Two of Swords. This need to sort things out, to clarify, to wonder what is true, right? Because a lot of times with the Seven of Cups, it's the wondering, what if, should I, could I, would I, you know. And then also there's a level of discernment that needs to come through with the Seven of Cups as well. Because some of those cups could be juice, some of them could be alcohol, some of them could be poison, right? So it's really about figuring out what is the right thing for you, what serves you, what is, you know, in the best interest. Also considering that it's you, Pisces, there may be some daydreaming and some fantastical escape that's going on here. So we're dreaming really, really big, which I'm not calling you out as a bad thing. But there also may have been fantasies that made this bigger than it really was. Like you dreamed it to be this huge situation, whether this is a relationship, whether this is business, whether this is, you know, maybe friendship or I guess that still kind of falls under relationships, whatever. It just, you created this vision of what was coming from this, and then when the reality happened, it didn't align, and that may be where this disappointment is. It doesn't mean it was bad, right? It doesn't mean what happened was bad or was wrong, but it's like it didn't fit the mold, so then we were bummed out, if that makes sense, right? So, and like I said, it's not a bad thing. It's very within your ability to have dreamed big, right? And that's a good thing. Like literally, I am not trying to make that sound like it's a weakness. It's a huge strength. But what might have happened in this moment is that we had this big dream. You know, we dreamed of a 10. Maybe we received a 7, which is still not bad, right? It's still cool. But that made us feel like a 5, right? Because we dreamed it so, you know, like when I feel like I walk into this all the time where like, oh my God, you'll never guess what happened. And then someone will like do this guess, but it's like way bigger and grander than the real thing. And I'm like, okay, well now I'm not super excited about finding $5 on the ground. Like, you know, like it feels like it kind of might be something like that where like, oh, you mean it was average? It might have even slightly better than average, but it wasn't the amazing thing, right? Like you thought you were going to get a check for $10 million and you got a check for $1 million. And you're like, oh, that's it? It's still $1 million, babe. Like, what are you doing? That's so interesting. And you know what? That actually just made me recall what I was saying at the beginning about kind of being open to these ideas, right? Maybe it's not so much ideas, but perceptions, ways of seeing things, right? As your mind's eye starts to see things and starts to open and experience more understanding. That was you know what? We're taking all of them. That was a bunch. They full on like hopped out. They're like us. We're here. So just food for thought. Again, take that as it resonates. Is it 5? Okay, no, it's just 4. I was like, oh my god, you guys got a lot. So first one out, you have fairy energy. Look at that. First of all, growth, expansion, flowering. So yes, you definitely blossoming and opening up. Exactly what we were just talking about. We also have the angel gate. Yes, this is all about cleansing, feeling protected. So yes, whatever this 5 of Cups is, it is being washed away, right? Love that. That's perfect. Opening, releasing, we love all this. Full Moon Temple, celebration and transcendence. I think you're like the 3rd sign to get this card. This is happening for a lot of people, but deservedly so. We love a nice transcending moment. Love this. This is you rising above. So again, getting out of that 5 of Cups. See, like this is a good spread. It's just that one point here with that 5 of Cups is the only thing that's kind of like meh, meh, meh. Oh. And then you have the mirror. So in this deck, the mirror does, like if you can read, hopefully you can read the prompt if it'll focus. Other lives, past lives, dimensional lives. But the mirror literally is a reflection back to self. So I think this really is tapping into your awareness, right? And we sort of talked about that when we were talking about the 5 of Cups. So there might be facets of yourself that need to be examined and looked at right now. And again, you're still a beautiful, wonderful soul. You're a beautiful, wonderful person. But there's just something that's coming to the awareness that really, I think it's going to make you look back at yourself. Look at some of the decisions made or maybe left unmade, right? Because we're talking about the 2 of Swords. For some of you, it may even be past life stuff coming through, because we have that here in the mirror. And Pisces, you're such a spiritual sign to begin with. So you definitely have lived many lives before this. So there might be some karmic contracts coming up. Yes, yes, yes. So you guys got great and full. So this is a card of gratitude, being grateful, exercising gratitude. Because your cup is not empty, right? With the 5 of Cups, there's some spilt cups. You literally can see here the cup is full, right? But it's this energy of gratitude and being grateful for things, grateful for experiences, even the wonky ones for what you were able to learn from them, even the wonky ones that are helping you to redirect you and give you this awareness, right? Just being in a general attitude of gratitude, I think, is really going to open you up and allow for this flow to really come to you and bring you clarity and understanding. Having that 5 of Cups is such a linchpin. That may be really the key. Like this season, this month is really meant for you to expand, for you to open and kind of receive that flow. Part of that might be dependent on that 5 of Cups energy, how you sort that out, how you deal with it, how you open up. And once you hit that level of gratitude, because again, and actually, if you watch any of the other readings, so like if you watch your moon or your rising, you'll notice I don't lay out, I actually did these cards different. I would put all of these across the top, and then whatever came out with the 7 energy oracle, I would leave on the bottom. This is the only time I did them in columns unconsciously, but that put that card right on top of that 5 of Cups. So this is really, I want to say this is really what you're working with. This, at least for the next 2 weeks, Pisces. Doesn't mean you're not grateful, I'm not calling you out, but this is how you kind of shift. This is how you help create that shift. That's how you help to move things forward. So it might be worth it to have a little gratitude practice, which is super easy. Like I said, you should have a little notebook on you to write down those ideas. In that notebook, set aside some pages to do a little gratitude exercise. Personally for me, like before I go to bed, I like to write down like 2 or 3 things I was grateful for that day. And some days they're super simple, like legit, some days it's like, I'm grateful I had dinner tonight. Like it can be super, super simple. It doesn't have to be some big grand thing every single time. But I think just that little exercise, again, just helps to shift some of that emotional stuff inside of you, all right? I think I'm going to wrap your reading there, my lovely Pisces. As always, I am sending you lots of love. I'm wishing you the best. If you enjoyed this reading, please make sure to hit that like button and leave a comment down below. Let me know how it resonated. If you're not already, please subscribe and hit that notification bell. It's the best way to be notified of your next reading. And until next time, stay safe. I love you guys. And see you in the next video. Bye.